Hi everyone, this is Budget Sims. This is part 3 now today of our Peak Hearth renovation using just the base game and trying to make it really modern and different from how it was before. So if you've watched parts 1 and 2 already, you'll know that we've pretty much done all the downstairs apart from a lounge, like a sitting room or den or snug. People have so many different names for them. I wanted to make it cosy because the kitchen already has a sofa and a chair and it's got the bar stools. You can hang out in there and it's kind of a family room. And you've also got the double doors out to the balcony and we've also got more seating. So I kind of wanted to make it a cosy room for relaxing, watching TV, that kind of thing. So just really exploring the different sets of furniture, like the matching furniture that you can get in the base game. Looking at the more modern ones, I started looking at these kind of industrial ones. I liked that there was a set, and I liked that there's kind of clutter built in on the shelf already. But I thought that the console table that I had against the wall there, I didn't like that it kind of had towel rails on the side. It looked quite kitcheny to me. And we already used the end table of the set in the walk-in wardrobe. So I thought best not to use that again. So I saw this set. I had no idea what colour I wanted to use at the time. I knew it wouldn't be red. Red is my least favourite colour of all time. And it wasn't what I was planning on keeping. I saw that there were a lot of colours in the swatch and I could basically look at that later. But red's the default colour. And it means it's quite noticeable when you're looking through all of the items. So you can easily identify the things that go together in the set. It's like, oh yeah, just pick the red thing. I also played around with which things. So was I going to have like an Alexa type thing on a sort of end table, or go for a standalone music system of some sort? I kind of went for this almost kind of duck egg blue in the end, which is quite a nice clean colour, but it's also soft, and I thought it ended up looking quite snuggly along with cream. So it's kind of like a cream and duck egg kind of scheme in here, which it's kind of softer than the rest, because the other colours are quite strong in the kitchen. The kind of turquoisey tealy colour in the kitchen's quite a strong colour, and then we've got lime green in the office and in the dining room. So it's nice, I think, to have something a bit more muted anyway in here. So we can get through quite a lot in this episode anyway. It is the final one, don't panic. There's not more than 3 parts to this epic renovation. And by now you'll be getting used to my style and how I do things when I'm doing a build, when I'm renovating. I don't know why it takes me so much longer than everyone else. I really don't. I do find, like, if I download someone else's builds from the gallery, I'm like, oh, you missed this bit. There'll be like a bit of wool with no paint on it or something like that. I think my attention to detail is probably a bit over the top, but I really enjoy it. So I just kind of, I just carry on with sort of going through the motions with this kind of thing. So I was just playing around with the placement. I wanted it to kind of look natural and not snapped into a grid, but also kind of trying to work out, if you had this room, would you really sit there? Would you sit not facing the telly? Could that be like a reading corner? That kind of thing, and trying to tie it together with a rug. I liked the colours in this one. It's the same rug but in different colours that we used in the dining room. That is one thing that you end up doing when you've only got 1 or 2 packs or just the base game. You end up using the same items over and over, but obviously with different colours. You can tell it's the same rug, but I mean, it doesn't feel like the same. It's got a completely different feel to it because it's these cooler tones and the warm kind of beige and everything as well. I feel I'm quite happy with the lounge, really. In the end, I thought it looked quite snuggly, and it doesn't take me anywhere near as long to do the rooms that I care about less. I don't know. There's a couple of things that make me take ages in particular rooms or parts of a build when I'm renovating, or if I'm building from scratch or whatever. So one of the things that makes me take ages is if I really care about the room. So with kitchens, there's so much you can do. There's so much detail, like planning out the kitchen. I mean, planning a kitchen in your own home is like, it's the most complex room. And yeah, it's just really fun to kind of look through all the possibilities. There's just so much you can do with it. So, I mean, the kitchen takes easily like 3 times longer than a normal room, probably for me. And then also, not just the kind of the ones that I like, but then also sometimes the ones where I just can't find what I'm looking for. I was really lucky with doing this lounge that I found a matching set of furniture where all the swatches and everything all match each other, but it doesn't look too matchy as a room. It just looks cozy and nice, and it all just kind of looks like a cohesive look, but without looking like, I don't know, just some kind of weird matching set. I don't like it when it's too matchy. It can just look too unrealistic. And like I mentioned earlier, I do kind of like a little bit of realism when I'm decorating these. Sims are based on real humans, so I'd like to base their houses on real houses. So, there's just, I think, see, this is me, the old classic thing again. So get out all of the baths, which ones match the sink that I want or whatever else. I quite often look to try and see what's matching, to see the taps. So if you look at the taps here, they're matching. It really upsets me when I can't find matching parts to a set where the taps don't match. I'm like, I really want that. I figured out, anyway, with this ensuite, I can't fit a shower and a bath. So I moved those because they're a matching set. I'm just like, right, okay, I can use those in the main bathroom. So I just threw them over there, basically. So I can use something different for this ensuite. Like for most people, I think an ensuite usually just has a shower, unless you're really lucky and you have a lot of space. But for many people, it's normal for it just to have a loo and a sink and a shower. So I didn't feel like that was a disaster for an ensuite. I mean, I've had an ensuite before that was just a loo and a sink, and that's better than not having one at all. So, I can spend ages on bathrooms sometimes. Less so now that I don't have custom content. There's some beautiful bathrooms and stuff. Like, I'm not in any stretch of the imagination saying that custom content is bad. I've just chosen to stop using it, and it might not even be a permanent thing. I've chosen to not use custom content now for this kind of phase in my Sims journey, if you like. But there are some beautiful things, and it can be really exciting, especially if maybe you've always only used the stuff that comes with the game and you haven't ever experimented with custom content before. There's so much out there. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying challenging myself in a different way, I guess. So I've used kind of the darker blue toilet, and the pedestal for the sink and the taps and stuff match that. I find it so odd, some of the pieces that you get with base game, well, the same actually with different packs, that don't seem to match anything at all colour-wise, and you're just like, why don't they match anything at all? And I do miss, some of, like, I use the spa day tiles a lot for bathrooms because they're really beautiful, and they're similar to the ones that I've got in my ensuite at home. I just really like them. So there is a massive tendency to always use the things that you like. Like one of my best friends also had the same tiles in his old bathroom. Like, they're just really cool. So yeah, not being able to use those at the moment because I can only use base game, that's a little bit of a shame. But it's just really nice just to see it opens your eyes to what other things are there that you may not have seen otherwise. So it is a cool thing, and I'm so excited really to go through every single pack, if we can go through every single pack, and renovate this house over and over again using just different packs. I've already done the Strangerville one, so I'm going to upload that in the next couple of days. So this is the first one apart from base game that I've tried, and with that one I found that there's like no bedroom stuff, and I ended up, so we had a choice of either not using anything at all where the pack didn't have anything, so you've got empty rooms or whatever, or using base game to supplement it with things that go with it as closely as possible. So without being a massive spoiler, for instance, I used some oil drums from the game for bedside tables and things like that, whereas I actually used some base game beds. So I tried to sort of mix it up a bit and still keep to the general kind of feel of the pack when I did that. So it's nice. Yeah, at this point I kind of discovered that floor and I quite liked it. I can't remember whether I ended up putting it elsewhere in the house. But this is what happens as I get through a build. I'll find different things as I go along and go, oh, that's nice. Maybe I should have used that somewhere else already. And then I'll make last minute little decisions and things, like to be like, oh, maybe I should use that. I found this sink a bit awkward actually, because trying to fit soap on it and things like that is a bit annoying. But I mean, it's fine. I quite liked this little thing. I imagine that would be quite annoying in real life, maybe. I've switched the bath direction round because I know that Sims can't get in when you block the tap end. Even though you sit down the other end. I've never quite understood this, but I mean, fine. But again, it's one of those things from experience that you play test your builds and then you're like, oh yeah, that old thing again. So you get used to. It's quite sort of unnatural. I would have thought in real life you'd have the bath the other way around, so the taps are against the wall. But I mean, who am I to argue with Sims? I mean, they have their shit together better than I do for the most part. I think that I always play with kind of well-behaved Sims, so it always makes me feel like that. I feel like such a noob, and then sometimes I feel like Sims really have their stuff together, like compared to me. Like sometimes, well, usually I used to do this on Sims 2 all the time. Every sim that I had, like in a legacy challenge or whatever, that grew up, I would send them off to university, and they always got like the highest grade point average and that kind of thing, because I find it really hard to let them fail. Like, I'm such a swot and a goody two-shoes in Sims, and it would be a really good challenge for me to like actually play with Sims that are bad, like that don't care, that just don't turn up to work, that don't do their homework and that kind of thing. Like, that would be a really interesting challenge for me. Like, by all means, like, and this goes for every video that I post, it doesn't have to relate to this video. If you have any kind of comment, there's also a discussion tab as well on the YouTube channel for anything miscellaneous. If you feel, I do look at all the comments eventually. But yeah, so if you have any ideas for future challenges or anything that you would like to see in these videos or tutorials, like, maybe you like how I build, or you want to know how you move objects in a certain way, or how you do certain things, or you want to see, like, a slowed down tutorial of certain aspects of something that you've seen me do, I'm more than happy to do that kind of. I'll do whatever you guys want to see, really, because I enjoy playing such different range of sort of different types of gameplay and everything in The Sims, from building houses from scratch, from this kind of thing, from different gameplay, from playing through expansion packs, through, and completing aspirations, but also I must have been thinking in the back of my head that needs to be a reading corner, because, I've now put a bookcase there out of the blue. Because what happens, I'm just like, oh yeah, and I'll go and do something. But yeah, I enjoy playing all of it. I like variation, like variety is the spice of life and all that kind of thing. So, I'm really open to suggestions about anything that you guys want to see, and, and play that through. I really, really miss the challenges that the Sims resource used to do for Sims 2. That's the biggest thing I miss about Sims 2, because they used to come with you downloaded the lot and the Sims in that lot, and it would already have certain things. I don't know how they did it. I suppose it's the same as with mods and stuff, but they had it so that certain things you can do now, so you can have gremlins or whatever in your apartments and stuff that make everything break all the time. They used to have things like that, and the challenge would be to get everything working and repaired and whatever else. I'm oversimplifying it, but they had some really cool scenarios, and you had to make everything good again, or some of the things you had to make your teenage person run away from home, and to do that they have to hate their parents. And it was so interesting for me because it made me play in a way that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So that's why I would love to hear your suggestions for things that I could do, because there might be things that I find really hard and are challenging, or it could be just things that I would never have thought to do on my own. Sadly, I think this master bedroom in the end looks pretty much like a hotel room. I wasn't really happy with how it came out. I think sometimes as well, I get to a point where I run out of steam and I'm just like, this isn't exciting anymore. Or if I just can't find the things that I want or I like, I guess I had an idea of the kind of bedding colour that I wanted to use. And so I wanted to find a bed that had that and with the kind of wood tone that I liked. And then I went and found bedside tables that had the same kind of wood tone as the bed. And then I'm just kind of trying to theme it all around that. But I don't know. It kind of looks characterless, to me. It looks like something that you'd find in a hotel maybe. But I definitely had fun doing the kids' bedrooms, because I don't play with children in The Sims that often. I've tried doing things like 100 Baby Challenge, and I've started a few legacy challenges, and I always end up giving up at some point for whatever reason. So maybe that's another thing I should start again. But other than doing those, I don't really play with kids in The Sims that often. Because I feel like that kind of is your whole game if you do that. So when you're, say if you're trying to focus on a career or an aspiration or something like that, if you've got kids, then you spend your whole time looking after them and you can't do the other cool stuff. And I think where Sims have brought out so many really exceptionally good expansion packs, I've just wanted to play with those. Like when Island Living came out, it's just so beautiful. I so enjoyed building the totally different style of houses on stilts over the water and having mermaids and everything else, that I was just like, I don't have time for kids. Why would I want them in my game? So, it's really nice, I think, to... I really like all the cool stuff that kids have. Just trying to think of what they'd want in their room and try. I don't know anything about children in real life, so I have no idea what would make a child happy. But then I was a child once, so I can kind of think, oh, well, I would like that. I'd like a massive unicorn in my bedroom. I would like a lamp that's like some balloons. I would like a rainbow giraffe. Like, so you kind of look at these things, and I'm pretty sure I'd have liked a dollhouse. Like, I used to have Sylvanian families and things like that when I was little. So, I mean, yeah, I just tried to make it quite cool. I've also tried to make this room kind of unisex. Like, I know there's quite a bit of pink in there, but, I mean, cool boys like pink anyway. It's not exclusively a girl's colour, and there's plenty of blues and greens and things. I just thought it's a little bit feminine, but I thought, you could have twins in here, like a boy and a girl, and I think it'd still work. That light as well, it was in my head that I had to put that light in there, that wall light. It looks quite cool to start with, but not only that, I learnt recently, it's amazing the things that you learn, like from comments from other people's videos or just Googling around generally. But I started a 100 baby challenge recently, which I've sacked off because I started it with a load of custom content. So if anyone wants to see me actually start a 100 baby challenge again, now that I'm in my no custom content world, then I'll put that in the comments as well. So yeah, anyway, I started this 100 baby challenge. And everyone, when I kind of looked for inspiration about building my house for it. I looked at a few videos and there was like a recurring theme where people are like, oh, toddlers are awful, and people are putting toddlers in the basement, not washing them, and saying they can just pretty much look after themselves, giving them like a fridge out of a bakery where they could help themselves. I haven't investigated that, but I actually found the toddlers to be really easy. I quite liked how I played with the toddlers, and I was expecting it to be horrific, and actually it was totally fine. The children, however, oh my goodness, an absolute nightmare. I thought, oh, they'll be easy because they can shower themselves, they can go to the loo themselves, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, they were waking up because of monsters under the bed all the time. And I had 2 kids sharing a bedroom, which I thought would be fine. Always, there was one of them that was like waking up because it was scared, and then it would wake the other one up, and oh my goodness, it was horrible. And then I saw a comment somewhere about that wall light that I mentioned. That wall light, it stops them being scared of monsters under their bed. I don't know whether the monsters under their bed are real and the light makes those monsters not happen. It frightens them away, or I don't know, or whether the kids are just like, yeah, well, my light will save me, it's a night light. I have no idea what the thing behind it is. To be fair to the annoying little children, it did look like there was some swirly kind of horror film stuff going on under the bed. It looked like I would have been scared, to be fair, if that was happening under my bed. So yeah, maybe I'm being a bit harsh to them, but yeah, it was so annoying. So yeah, I kind of had it in my head that yes, you want to put that light on the wall when you have children. But yeah, I just thought this is quite a nice room. I tried to kind of make all the different bits different colours. I suppose the colour scheme in this room is a bit more masculine than the other one. And I thought that rug was really cool, but it kind of doesn't go. It kind of, I don't know, the general kind of feel of it, I just thought was a bit meh. So, which is a shame. So, I love these little cloud lights as well, which is why I changed the one in the kids' room next door, because I'm just like, oh, I could have used that all along instead of a paper shade. So, yeah, there are some cool things. I do wish sometimes, I'm just like, oh, I wish I could have this light, like things that you have in your own house. So like recently, in my house, I put a pterodactyl light up, and it's so cool. I'm just like, why can't the Sims have that? I'd love to put a pterodactyl light up, in a kid's room. Like, I'm not very grown up, so I do tend to have these kind of things in my own house. Like we have all kind of weird stuff. because I'm a child still, obviously. So yeah, anyway, I enjoyed doing these kids' rooms. It was nice for me because I don't get to do them very often because I just don't like the sound of children. And that should be something in the settings where you can like mute the voices of children, toddlers, and babies, maybe, but not everyone else. Maybe. Oh wait, maybe there's a mod for that. Who knows? Like there may be. So yeah, I think I mentioned on the last video or maybe the one before that it's kind of a 4-bedroom house, but I've used the 4th bedroom as like a skill building room. So it's kind of like a music room, and also I put some gym equipment in there. But it can very easily be a bedroom, as you can see. And then I've got the chess table out on the balcony. I've got I'm not sure what that table is, whether it's a don't wake the alarm or whether it's like a card table or something. I don't know. But anyway, so there's different things there, and an easel as well. I think I moved the easel to the other balcony, figuring that maybe if you are tending to your toddler, you might want to chill out on the balcony and do something relaxing, maybe. Your kids got you up in the night, the sun's rising at like 5 in the morning, and you're just like, you know what, while I'm out here, I'm going to do a painting on the balcony, and that'll be nice and relaxing, and I'll have a nap later or something like that. I don't know how realistic that is. Like, I have kittens instead of human babies, and we have a lot of them, and sometimes they wake us up at 5 or 6 in the morning, which is way earlier than I choose to get up. And yeah, I do sometimes, like the other day I recorded a video for Sims. I did that. I was up really early. I'm like, you know what, I'll do that, because rather than being angry that I've been woken up and trying to get back to sleep, I just thought, yeah, I'll do that. I'll come into my office, have a bit of quiet time. And it was so hot as well. The weather's been really hot recently, and I'd left the window wide open in my office. And I noticed on the thermostat thing that my office was like 5 degrees less than the rest of the house. I'm like, yeah, I'm going in there. I'm playing Sims and just chilling out for a bit. And I did that. And then I was really tired after that. And then I went to bed. But it was it was worth it. So I think that's kind of thing was what's going around through my head when I chose what was going on the balconies. I just thought, you know what, you can have some nice chill out time in the fresh air, peace and quiet, that kind of thing, some relaxing. I think this house has got a lot of things that, useful for everyday life. You've got your little office with a computer and everything. I think it's got a lot in here for like skill building and everything else. I'm going to do a swimming pool in a minute, as you'll see, as well. Elephant can't fit on the balcony. I also thought, see, this is just how my little mind works, unfortunately. That cactus, that big ball one that looks a bit like a puff, on the balcony. So what I was thinking there is that if the toddler gets out of bed and is able to get through the patio doors onto the balcony, if it gets too close to the edge, it will go on the cactus and get pronged by its spines, and then it will cry and not go there again and not go near the edge of the balcony again. And I just thought it's quite a good safety thing, and to teach it a lesson about not getting too close to the edge of the balcony. I don't know if that would work in real life. I don't know if that's cruel or not how babies work, but I mean, like I say, I deal with kittens, so nothing would contain them, and they'd probably eat the cactus and not be affected by spines, like my little army of kittens. They're like savage beasts, so it wouldn't quite work the same for them. I hope I didn't keep it that shade of grey. Now looking at this, like the pool, I'm not sure I like that. Maybe it should be white. We'll see. Maybe you'll see how it all comes together. I just thought, well, clearly I've done it so that there are kids here, so why not have one of the coolest little adventure playground things ever? Like, you wouldn't want to go to the park, would you? Like, if you're a parent, you can just swim around the whole time. tell the kids if they go anywhere near the water they'll die, and hope that they just play on their little spaceship thing. I thought that would be nice. I don't know. I would quite like to live here. I like Georgian and Victorian houses and stuff, but I also really appreciate very modern as well. I'd quite like a glass box, like a Hoff house or something like that. I don't know. So I just thought, yeah, it's just, I didn't go over the top with the landscaping or anything. Like, sometimes I do really spend ages putting flowers everywhere and, really going for it. And then finally, I quite often always forget the bin and the letterbox. But yeah, there they are. So that's everything, I think. So we're now going to go for a little tour around the house. And I've just noticed that window has bugged out at the front of the house. So hopefully I clicked on that. Oh, maybe the pool looks okay in grey then when you look at it here. Hopefully I notice the window and click on that. It's bugging me now that I've seen it and I haven't done anything about it in this video. Anyway, so that was a little spin round of what the house looks like, sort of from all angles. And then I'm going to try and kind of go into each room as if you were a sim, but I'm really rubbish at this kind of thing. But I kind of like to show it from sort of all the angles, like you would see if you were sim-sized. It just means that you get walls in your face quite often, but hopefully you get the point and you can kind of see some of the detail. I appreciate that it's quite hard to see some of the stuff when the video's being like fast forwarded loads, so I've slowed it down to like 2 times normal speed here because I thought that was probably okay. And again, you probably didn't want to sit here for hours watching this house, and it's maybe not so exciting for some people because it's just the base game one. It took me half the time to do the Strangerville one because there's lots less stuff to do, and I think because I've already done it once, I kind of got into it more. It'd be interesting to see how long it takes me to do these renovations all in this same building. The more and more packs that I do. So after Strangerville, which is the next one, I'm going to be doing a Dream Home Decorator one because that will tie in with the next play that Spadgett's going to be doing. But as in my sim self is going to be doing. But then after that, I've had a request for the vampire stuff. I can't think what that pack is called, but the vampire one. Everyone knows what I mean by that, right? The one with the vampires in, which I've never really played. One of my best friends, he often plays with vampires and makes people die all the time and stuff like that. And I've never really played with that. And it does look really cool, and I'd like to fly around as a bat. Anyway, I digress again. So that will be... So you've got Strangerville coming up next in this renovation series. Then Dream Home Decorator. Then it'll be the vampire one. So after that, I am open to suggestions. Possibly I would like to do the Discover University because I'll be doing a Let's Play of that. And I would also like to do Get Famous as well because I'm also going to be doing a Let's Play of that. So I'd quite like to do those so they tie in. But yeah, do let me know if you've got any other special requests or anything like that. So we're nearing the end of the tour now. I think I've shown you everything pretty much. And once again, I'm just showing you a different lighting now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, tell all your friends about it, and subscribe if you haven't done before, and you'll get notifications when my new videos come out. It should be at 12 lunchtime GMT, British summertime actually, every day. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.